it is. Appreciate the patience over here on Facebook. So, I am talking to Restream over here, Restream audience as it's going to YouTube and other places, but it can't go to Facebook. So until I figure out a better way, I'm going to do both, as I learned it from my friend who I'm actually going to be, I'm going to share some insight with about in a moment. So, Jim Padilla here, and for those who don't know, we specialize in exponential growth, helping companies scale exponentially. People that want to reach the mountaintop, that are looking to scale and exit, looking to have a company that is team-led, system-led, company-led, so that you're not having to run around crazy trying to chase leads and sales, or even working with companies that are making $5, $8, $10 million and still feeling very, very chained to the company. So here's a quick hit that I want to share with you today. And I have a friend, colleague, partner, that former client of ours who is in the marketing space and working with some high ticket clients, some big package, 6-figure, program stuff, and working with a company, working with a avatar that has a very traditional set of problem solving activities built into it, meaning they're not here to just make quick decisions. They're going to get the budget. They're going to meet with the leadership team or with the board and come back with the things that are necessary to be able to make a good buying decision. And so the question that was coming was, how do we make this faster? How do we shrink that sales cycle, which is what most people talk about, right? This is what we hear from closers all over the place. How do we collapse the time frame, speed up the sales cycle? Well, sometimes that's just not the reality. Yes, we can always find a better intersection of pain and solution. That's always going to be in play. We also have to not be tone deaf. We got to be able to read the room and know what's going on in the marketplace and recognize that in 2024, in the climate that we're in the post-COVID era we're in the weird recessional, whatever is going on, we're in an election year and all of those other things. Well, the reality is people need more time, more touch, and more incentive. It doesn't mean they need forever. It means they need to have a better decision-making environment. They need to have more touch, meaning more reassurance that you say you are who you say you are, and more incentive. What can we do to show them, to minimize risk and show them that there's something here worth pursuing? Okay, so here was the scenario. We have people, everybody is they're coming into a webinar, they're having an opportunity. Nobody's taking advantage of buying now because they're all trying to build a case for a buying decision. They have to go get support. They need other stakeholders involved, or they need to go to get the board, etc. And rather than trying to shortcut that process, so why don't you build a process that supports that journey? If they're going to be in a 6-week to a 60-day buying cycle, decision-making cycle, then the best thing that you can do is design a 6-week to 60-day buying process and help them have something that allows for more touch, more time, and more incentive. So let's say, okay, great, here's what you're going to get to start with. And you can decide, do you want this part to be free, or do you want to sell this as the first part of the engagement with you? But set up a blueprint process, okay? A blueprint process. Now, here's an example of one that we are currently working in. And, we talk about people here coming to us with their business a bit of a mess. There's a lot of things going on. The revenue is coming, things are happening, but it's just not as consistent, not as clear, and it's certainly not all as connected as we would like it to. And I know you can't see that on Facebook. I apologize, but I'll share. If you want that, drop in the chat. I will share with you the slide deck that I'm sharing right now, so you'll see the visuals of what I'm talking about. But the goal is, this is a blown up Rubik's Cube, right? And this is what a lot of people's business looks like. It has all the pieces, but it's just not tied together, and it's very frustrating. But then if you look at the next piece here, right, the goal is we want to take you from this frustrated, messed up Rubik's Cube to this well put together, gold plated, wealth-driven vehicle, so that when we put the business together the right way, it is designed to generate revenue, designed to make money, designed to give you wealth and freedom, trying to buy back your time, give you the freedom that your company, that your business was designed to, or should have been designed to do from the beginning, but has gotten away from you. right? And so in the process, what we would do is if you need more time to make that decision, then what I would do is we would put you through our strategic plan process, right? And it's really dialing into clearly who's the bleeding neck problem, what you're solving, what's the promises that you're making to them, who do you need to become, who does your team need to become, what's the purpose in all this happening, right? We have this process that we walk through. What are the big rock events? What are your primary channels for lead gen? And what is the cadence of activity that you put in place so that you can exponentially grow your revenue over the course of the next 12, 36 months as you were trying to scale to an exit. Now, this is how it would look for me. Okay, so that over the course of 6 weeks or 30 days, we designed this process so that you now have a tangible deliverable in our strategic plan. And then you also now have a really good well mapped out process and conversation to have with us on why you should hire us to help execute on this plan if you don't have all the right moving parts, the right team in place. And so you want to make sure that this is easy. And so what I shared with my friend Ben was same thing. Let's take instead of chasing people for 6 weeks and hoping to get them ready to buy, let's just design it from the beginning. So the moment they come into your world, they know that it's going to be about 6 weeks before we're asking for the sale. And we want to put something in place that's going to give you more touch, more time, and more incentive. So we help you design the marketing blueprint, the thing you want to put in place for them. And you tell them, here's what you're going to do. Week 1, you're going to meet with your team. You're going to talk with your stakeholders. Week 2, you're going to do these activities. Week 3, you're going to do these activities. You're going to map out your plan. You're going to give the assignment to each of your department people of what is the thing that they need to do to be able to come back with the KPI of significance that's going to make this relevant. So over the course of 4 weeks, they're gathering information. You're going to be meeting with them on week 5 to pull all the information together and lay out a plan. And in that process, that's when they're going to decide they want to hire you. And you're going to let them know that. This is when we come in to help you make a buying decision. We're going to help you execute on this plan. You take the plan and you go execute on it with all the team and resources that you've got. Or at that time, you decide we've got the cure for what ails you, and we're going to help you implement this thing over time. But that way they know from the beginning, they're buying 5 to 6 weeks to 60 days from now. They're not buying today, but you're going to put them in a position to be ready to buy, ready to make a great buying decision. So just start building more strategic implementation into the buying process. So instead of always trying to shortcut and speed up the sales cycle, because we all hear all the time how sales love speed, and I'm an absolute proponent of that. I love that too. But sometimes it just takes more time for people to make a great decision. And that doesn't mean they suck. It doesn't mean that they don't have commitment, confidence. It just means they need to see a bit more to be ready to buy from you. So give them the bit more that they need to see. And let's make that long-term buying decision more predictable and more strategic. So what the great part is, once that cycle starts, maybe you're 60 days away from your first sale, but from that point forward, as long as you're consistently doing presentations, you're never 6 weeks away from sale, because there's always a new one coming up, because there's always another one that started 6 weeks to 60 days ago, right? Make that happen. Design a well-curated, longer path, longer play buying cycle, and watch your sales conversions go up, right? I'd love to hear questions you've got around that. What are you doing to make that go? Drop in this in the message in the chat if you want the slide deck that I just shared with you so you can see the visual, or what are you doing to make that work? You want to have a conversation? Let's see what we can do to help you design that 6-week buying cycle, that longer term buying cycle, so that it can help people make that better decision down the road instead of doing everything you can just to consistently shortcut what is a more natural process, right? Appreciate the time. Make some magic happen. Check us out. I'd love to hear what else you're looking to find out about exponential growth and running a business that's designed to generate revenue from the get-go instead of hoping to make revenue by default, right? So let's get you making revenue by design with great systems, great strategy, and great sales team. Right. We'll see you on the next one.